This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Almost on a daily basis, and from not only people in my own comment section, but from other people's comment sections, whether it be IFL or whatever it may be. And of course, I'll hear that some other YouTubers say it as well, that I am a Matchroom fanboy, as in I only care about Matchroom and I don't care about Cyclone Promotions, Frank Warren, or Haymaker Ringstar Promotions, PBC, Top Rank, GoldenBoy, K2, etc, etc. But that's actually not true. Now, one thing a lot of you guys will know is that I don't lie. I never ever lie. I may exaggerate some things, of course, just for a bit of dramatic effect, no doubt, as everybody does. But no, I'm not a Matchroom fanboy. And yeah, okay, I do joke about it myself. But in truth, I'm not. I'm just a boxing fan, and predominantly British boxing. So, of course, I talk about Matchroom boxing more than others for a very good reason, which we'll get into in a minute. But again, you see, it does seem that if my opinion differs from other people at times, then their first instinct is then I must be on the payroll, which is ridiculous, isn't it? Because I've got a different opinion, then I must be on the payroll, but they're not on the payroll of the people that they're siding with, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, if I was on the payroll, I'd tell you I'm on the payroll, but I'm not on the payroll, not at all. Okay, I don't get attention from Matchroom Boxing or anything like that, okay? That's not how it is, and I don't do it for attention with them either. I really couldn't care less about it, and that's the absolute truth of it. And some of my favourite fighters are not with Matchroom Boxing. But here's the difference between what I want and what Matchroom Boxing delivers, and what Frank Warren delivers, and what other people deliver. You see, Matchroom Boxing put on the kind of events that I want to see. Because most events, like Frank Warren, he'll put on sometimes a very, very poor card with a poor headliner. Okay, it's very, very rare that you get that with Matchroom. Now, I'm just going to compare it pretty much between them two. But I suppose PBC are kind of the same as well. They may put on in my opinion, a poor show. And again, people say that I should be unbiased and professional, but okay, if you want me to be professional, pay me. I am unpaid, okay, so therefore I don't have to be professional. I'm entitled to an opinion like everybody else is. And I think that's kind of what separates me from some boxing channels as well. But for me, I'm entitled to an opinion. Now, going back onto the cards, okay, I don't just buy a pay-per-view or go to an event or watch it on TV just for the main event. Not at all. I want to watch the whole card, and the whole card has to do something for me, okay? It has to interest me. It has to stir a little bit of the pot, okay? Something that gets me interested. Now, when I look at, say, a Frank Warren show, he may put on a pretty good headline at times, sometimes a very good headline, but the rest of the card is weak. That's why I don't get on with it. And he thinks by stacking the undercard with some pretty decent fighters, for example, like a Anthony Yard, that's great. But who's he fighting? That's my issue. He may put on Daniel Dubois, but again, who's he fighting? I can get over the Daniel Dubois thing. He is progressing, of course, which is Frank Warren's fault. Again, he pulled Daniel Dubois out of the amateurs way too soon. And again, that's just my opinion. So with Matchroom Boxing, they put on a good headliner. 9 out of 10 is a very, very good headliner, sometimes a stellar headliner, right? And the undercard, again, is 9 out of 10, fantastic. There have been some cards where I haven't been too interested in, and that's the absolute truth of it, as in the last one at Cardiff there with Joe Cordina against Sean Dodd. There was one or two fighters on there that I was interested in, like Cody Davis. I was really interested in him, but I wasn't interested in the rest of the card. For me, that was a very, very poor card. That's just my opinion. But that kind of card is usually what Frank Warren gives us. 9 out of 10. So it's a complete polar opposite. This is why I follow and big up Matchroom more, because they're giving me the kind of cards that I want. If I buy a ticket to go watch a show, I'm not going there just for the main event. I'm going there for the entire card. I don't expect a card stacked each and every time, but Eddie Hearn provides that. Frank Warren doesn't, and that's the absolute truth of it. Again, it might be because, I don't know, maybe Matchroom Boxing's fighters are more well known. Maybe. And maybe I'm kind of contributing to that because I talk about them more than I do others. And maybe I'm guilty of that. It's very, very possible. But maybe that they're promoted better. That's why we know them. That's why the card seems more interesting. But in reality, maybe some of Frank Warren's shows are more 50-50 fights, which is, of course, what the fight fans really want. Look at PBC. Again, they'll put on a pretty good headliner. But look at the rest of the card. 9 out of 10, I want to be rude, but it's trash. Again, it's just my opinion. I'm not having a go at them. And it's the same with a GoldenBoy show or a Top Rank show. Although Top Rank, they put on some pretty good undercards at times as well. But that's pretty much why I don't really talk about the Frank Warren shows too much. I'll talk about the main event or a fight within the card that only I'm interested in. Okay, because that's pretty much how I do it. I do things how I'm interested in, and a lot of you guys are also interested in it. And maybe that's kind of like the common denominator between us, that we all kind of like the same things. We expect the same things. If we're a Sky Sports or a BT subscriber or whatever it may be, we want certain things from a show, from top to bottom, not just top and stay at the top. Okay, that's just my thoughts. And going back onto PBC, they have put on a couple of good cards, no doubt. But again, and it's just my opinion, maybe it's because I don't know some of these fighters. It could just be that. But, you know, you'll have, say, a Gervonta Davis against somebody I've never heard of. And a Jamal Charlo against somebody who I'm like, who? And why are you fighting him? That's pretty much how I see it. If they was to put on a, say for example, with PBC, they're going to put on Wilder versus Tyson Fury, okay? As much as I don't like that fight because of the whole, I don't feel Tyson Fury's ready. I think it's too soon, and I think Wilder's taken advantage of that. But all that aside, two names against each other is good, right? It's very, very good. But what's the undercard going to be like? And I'm pretty sure it ain't going to be too good. They may put on a Jamal Charlo, but who's he going to be fighting? They may put on Gervonta Davis again, but who's he going to be fighting? If they were to put on, say, Jamal Charlo versus, I don't know, somebody like, I don't know, Gary Spike O'Sullivan as an example, I would be interested in that because I would be emotionally interested in that because obviously he's from my side of the water. I don't really know if I'm making too much sense, but that's pretty much what it is. And I do feel that Eddie Hearn, he's more on par with the fans. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that Eddie Hearn is a, you know, he's silver spooned ever since birth, right? Okay, he doesn't know what it's like for like most of us to have some parts in our life where, I know, we struggle to pay a bill at times, or we don't have the kind of luxuries that we would like. Okay, we can't just go out and buy a 65-inch plasma. Okay, whereas he can. So of course, yes, he can't connect with that kind of thing, but he doesn't need to. It's the whole mannerisms. Okay, when he talks, we listen. Why? Because he talks as if he's one of us. He's passionate the same way that we're passionate. Okay, he wants to put on good fights. He wants recognition. Of course, maybe he's fame hungry. Maybe. Is he a nice guy? I think he's probably a nice guy. Is he a bit arrogant prick at times? Probably. Yeah, why not? But this isn't a personality contest. This is a, what are you giving me for my subscription to Sky Sports? Why should I tune in to watch your show? And he said, well, because I'm going to put on this, this and this. And as I said, 9 out of 10, I go, great. Frank Warren, what are you giving me? I don't know. I don't care. Either watch it or don't watch it. It's a good little fight, that one. It's a good little card. I don't want a good little card. I want a freaking stellar card. Please, Frank, just once, give me something. Because I want Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn to be rivals. At the minute, Matchroom is so far ahead that it's almost like there's no way of coming back. Eddie Hearn's really going to have to drop the ball to, I don't know, to close the gap between him and Frank Warren. I'm not a Frank Warren hater at all. I like Frank Warren. But I want him to put on good shows. I want him to go to me, to you, and say, right, this is the main event and this is the undercard. Excellent. And he does have the fighters to do it. He really does. He's got so many good fighters. O'Hara Davis out there. And of course he's going to be going up against Catterall. That's great. But he's not giving us the great event. He's concentrating on putting on a lot of little shows. I'm not interested in little shows. And it's the same way with the PBC over in Showtime. What are you giving me to get me interested? Look at, say, for example, what's one of the recent ones? Say, Adonis Stevenson versus Badu Jack. Could you tell me one fight on that undercard? Could you tell me even one without looking it up? I couldn't. I really couldn't. As I said, it's not like they put on bad shows all the time. It's just that they concentrate on the main event and they think that's what boxing fans are there for. I mean, for me, if I was running a show and promoting it, I would want people to turn up at the beginning of the show and pack out the arena and watch the entire thing, not just turn up 10 minutes before the main event. That's just my thinking of it anyway. So no, I'm not on a Matchroom payroll. Okay, if Eddie Hearn starts giving me the kind of events that I really like, I watch them. If PBC do, I will watch them and I will big them up. I'm not as biased as what people think. I just like certain things, and if Eddie Hearn is giving me that, then great. And no, it doesn't mean that I'm on the payroll at all. I mean, if I'm on the payroll for defending Matchroom because Matchroom are giving me the shows, then you know what, you're quite willing to, or it's perfectly fine for you to think that. But no, I'm not on the payroll at all. And if I am, then these guys who are always sucking up to AL Haymon and PBC must be on the payroll because they go far more in depth than what I do with Matchroom. But anyway, hopefully all this kind of changes, and I want to see Rank Warren really start to up his game. He's got a massive platform. Apparently he's got loads of money. Well, show us. You know, give us the main events. Give us the good cards. Get me interested. But I'm just not interested. I want to be, but in truth, I'm not. And the same way with PBC. It's a shame. I mean, look at Triple G versus Canelo. What's the undercard going to be like? There's probably one fight that probably makes me go, yeah, I like that one, which would be Gary Spike O'Sullivan versus David Lemieux. But the rest of the card, to be honest, I'm not too fussed about it. In all honesty, I'm not. There's some good fighters on there, but again, who are they fighting? And that's pretty much my stance on it. So it's not that I'm a Matchroom fanboy. Well, I kind of am, I suppose, because they give me good product, I big them up. If PBC give me good product, I will big them up. Same with Rank Warren, same with David Haye, and whatever else it may be. It's not difficult. It's really not difficult. But anyway, you drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.